Hello, welcome to Retail Detail. I am Bhaskar Chatterjee. Will now talk to you about the importance of location when someone wants to open the stores. Location is very important for brick and mortar kind of a retail format because good location can create a good customer base, also generate a lot of good sales and give a good exposure to the brand. So good location can create a substantial amount of benefit to the brand and business. At the same time, if it is not that, then one has to lose in all accounts. So therefore, one has to be very careful while selecting the locations. Now, why we open the new stores or why do we look for a location is to be understood. Now, one reason for going for a new location is that the network is expanding or the company wants to have the new stores or the market has become so big that even one store is not good enough to generate the business that is looking for. So the other reason could be the location, going for a location that existing business in that market is not good enough. It is a poor sales, the store is not performing, so therefore this store has to be relocated where the market is more stronger and bigger. So that's what the primary reason for the organization to go for a location. As I said, first is because of the expansion of your network. So you want to have a more and more stores in the new market, in the new cities. So therefore is one. The second is that the market, in the same market, the market is so big and has grown so big that existing one store is not good enough to generate the maximum sales. Third reason is that the poor sales. The store is not doing well, so therefore you need to probably close down the stores and relocate to the better place and have the business generate in that location. So whenever the things come in the mind that about the location, the few things come to your mind is very simple. Is that when I go to the new location, how much business that store will do? One. Two is that what would be the investment for opening of the new stores in the new locations? Third is that can my store survive in that market for a long term and generate the profit? So therefore my return on investment must justify the investment part for that store is very important, because end of the day if store is not profitable then there is no point having the store. So therefore the ROI has to be assessed and has to be made before really sign off the agreement part of it. The other thing comes in the mind is that while selecting the location, is it a potential market? Will our store give the projected sale? Will it be a profitable stores? So these are the mind automatically will come to anybody who is going to a new location. So these are the answers to be cross-examined before finally you say yes and take over the possessions of the property. Now how do you go about it for the retail locations? One is that you decide the city where you want to go. That is one. Which city you want to go. The two is that in that city, which market you want to go. And third is that in that market, in which location you want to go. That is the criteria for selecting the cities, market and location, because each location will give you a different pattern of business. In some locations you get a good amount of festival business, but in some locations you do a poor weekend business. Say for example, if your store is in an office area, in office area there will not be enough business on weekend because the Saturday, Sundays the office areas are closed. Whereas in a shopping mall or in high street there will be extremely busy day and there will be good amount of traffic and good amount of business for weekend. And residential area, if it is there, then or in high street the festival business will be very high. So location will also decide the kind of a business that is going to generate from each of the locations. So one has to also take into account of that in which location I am going and what nature of business that I will be doing out of it. The other point is that once you are in the market looking for the locations, discussing and negotiating with the different peoples in the market, you also get to see that what profile of the people or customers are coming into the market, what is the nature of purchasing to the different stores, is that market having enough shoppers, is there enough shopping activities happening. Hope there is a good brands and the leading brands in that market, so that you also generate your confidence level that yes, if these brands are there, existing there and doing a good amount of business, then I also have a chance to do it confidently the business in that market. At the same time, you also see the what kind of a the competition you have in that market, what are the brands available in the market. In addition to that, you also need to see the other services available, like the bank or ATM or the good parking space, so that customer can come very freely park and do their shopping in a very leisurely and a very happy mind without having any kind of a tension behind it. So these observations will give you some amount of confidence. Looking into the people who are shopping in that area will also give you some kind of a what you call idea that whether to accept or not to accept the property. Once you are convinced with your study, then what you should do, you try to understand your feasibility and generate the feasibility report for that store, because no point opening a store unless it is making money out of it, because every store needs to be invested with a good amount of money both in terms paying to the landlord if it is on rent, or even in terms of buying it, in store decorations or store decor, fixtures, furnitures, then investment on stock. So these are the criteria of investment when you really take the stores, because these are essential in order to have in the store, both in terms of investment and then see what kind of a return you are getting out of it, which will based on your the sales and gross margin. So this can be a deciding factor for having a store or not having a store. Here I must say one thing, that the size of the store is very important. It must cater your merchandise placement in that store, and its store should have sufficient space for customer to walk in and do their shopping. So there has to be space for the merchandise, there has to be space for your customers shopping while they are in the stores. So this has to be taken in, plus some amount of place you need for your cashiering or for the office or for the washroom or some a stock room, etc. So these are the basic elements needs to be considered when you decide the size of the stores. Company also should see that couple of locations. It's not that one location you see and then finalize the whole part of it. No. You select 3-4 locations and then you do the process of elimination by looking into the sales, the different pros and cons, the feasibility kind of things. Also one should see what are the other merit. The other merit is like the property that I am taking, is it visible? If it is visible, then I would expect my customer to come into my store, because my signage will be explicitly clear and visible from the distance. That's one. Two is that approach to the store is accessible. Can customer walk in to my stores without any kind of hindrances? That's another thing. Third is that what is the construction of the building where my store is going to be located. So that also has to be taken into account. Who are the competitors or who are my neighbors? What nature of business they are doing? How long they are in that market and what kind of a business that they are generating? Also a very important criteria. So looking into all that kind of a situation, you now decide that with the landlord, what are your rental terms, how long the periods will be, the lease period will be, the engagement period will be, and or you are buying it, then you buy it outright. Great. So having done this kind of exercise, then you have some amount of legal issues exercise to be done, like the agreement has to be signed off, the banking arrangement has to be done, some legal compliances are to be exercised, and then you finally take over the key of the shop that you have decided. Then your next stage would be the store opening process and procedures, which I will discuss sometime in my next video. But this is the fundamental for looking into the selection of the location for my stores. So I hope you have liked this presentation. If you have liked it, please share it, press the bell icon, like it, forward it, give a comment. Thank you very much for your patient hearing, and welcome to Retail Detail to our workshop. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.